Hey, I'm trying to post videos more often, and I'm noticing that I don't always have time to get up to the studio and do the formal readings. So when these downloads, channeling come through, I'm just going to make these videos and we'll see how it goes. So I was sitting and I was really thinking about what's coming up. This channeled stuff, a lot of stuff for the collective about things that are happened in our childhood, teenage years, definitely coming up, especially early teenage years. And this is all coming to our mind. We are standing direct with Mercury direct right now, and yeah, it's not in retrograde. It's standing there, and with this full moon in Aquarius, it's sending this very clear message to us. We need to deal with what's coming up. So anything that happened when you were during that age of development, it's coming, it's returning. I kept getting, I got the Knight of Pentacles, and then the Page of Pentacles, and the way they came out was like this. And so they're facing each other. So this is the Knight and the Page. And so something from your youth, your teenage years, is coming to the surface. It's been there all along, and it's created this hard shell, this need to protect ourselves. It's funny because even his feather kind of looks like broccoli, and when we're younger, we get into this place where we don't want to eat our vegetables, and as we grow up, we're like, oh, we need to. So when we're younger, we don't have that feeling. I don't know why that's coming up. But this started off with the Devil energy, and then followed by the Lovers. You know, the Lovers is about things. Here, let's make sure we don't get in trouble. The Lovers isn't just about, this had something to do with an early on relationship. This could have even been to a caregiver that maybe was really damaging to us. Like, people are working through their own crap, and as you get older, you start realizing how much of the stuff that happened to you was because that person, although they were an adult, in our eyes a grown person, they were actually just a child, and whose vessel got older and older, but the internal workings were stuck at a certain age whenever that trauma came about. Whenever we were maybe feeling very good, and this young energy, like this Page looks very similar to this Knight of Cups. To this Nine of Cups, and this feeling I was getting, like stuck a feather in his cap and called it macaroni. A lot of nursery rhymes, little sayings have been coming up. And so it was like confronted. See, this looks like it's his two hands, but if you really look at it, this is another wand that's coming in. So this person has their hand on the wand, and then their hand with this globe, and then there's this other wand that's coming in. So bringing that energy of what we have, bringing it forth. We are the magician. We can create anything when we're younger. And it's not until we are taught through aggression, through force, or through emotions, relationships. I think people don't talk about this enough, but there's a lot of family and internal family systems where where children and young people are taught that very inappropriate ways of interacting with other family members is normal, is acceptable. And they know that there's this shame around that, but there's no healthy closeness. Like, males will hit each other, wrestle, hurt each other, do all these things to assert that they are not, being inappropriate or sexual towards each other. And women can get very like overly dependent on each other. And so there's these habits that are formed, and nobody sets out to do them, but they turn into something very destructive. And we are taught more than we realize, and we don't think about what we're being taught. You know, we're blind. We follow these thoughts, these things that are learned into our lives, and we keep ourselves stuck. You know, it's very hard. I've been seeing a lot of flies, a lot of monitoring spirits, and this is kind of like a fly, you know, working on the center of who you are. This constant buzzing, this constant need for trying to figure out how to deal with things. And I just keep getting that feather in the cap macaroni. I have no idea. That's very interesting. So I'm seeing that you guys are like really interested in opening up. You want to move forward. You want to have that solar plexus energy of bringing things forward. But every time you get there, every time you try to examine stuff, it's like an immovable place. You reach this place and you're like, I can't go any further, because something happened when you guys were a certain age. This young energy, I'm just getting it over and over. See this red dress, this red hat, this red collar, this red circle with the devil in the center of it. Another red cap. You know, another red cap, and all this red in the background everywhere. So I see this as like wearing your experience. Now see, this is mostly yellow. It's about bringing things to light. It's about bringing things forward. It's about creation. And I think as long as we're denying how destructive this was to us, that we can't move forward. We're constantly going to be stuck in these thoughts because they're scary. I mean, how do you forgive yourself for things that you did? You know, you have to go within yourself and really love those parts because they kept you alive. You wouldn't be here. That's the whole point of them. You wouldn't have survived. Yes, it doesn't mean that people shouldn't be held accountable for what they do, but you have to actually appreciate why they did it. Nobody does things because they're evil. You know, there's always something deeper than that. It was a creation at the time of this child to survive. And I am not defending any of those things that were done. What I'm saying is we are not going to get anywhere in this world if we don't accept the fact that people do pretty awful, horrible things to survive. And we have to start forgiving ourselves and forgiving those parts of ourselves that do that. And then, or we'll never be able to heal. Like, you can lock people up, you can lock yourself up, you can white knuckle it. But ultimately, the only way to actually evolve, to actually be enlightened, is to accept everything as it is, that radical acceptance, and understand that you didn't get there by yourself, and you're not going to get out of there by criticizing yourself. A lot of perpetrators, a lot of people who do things, they do them because they know nothing else. There's no other options for survival, and that can damage the psyche greatly. So that's what I was getting today, is some strong downloads. I have a video that I created about someone that I was getting a strong download about, but I can't post it. It is too personal, and it would probably get flagged so many different times. So maybe I'll figure out a way to do that. I am thinking about going on Patreon because there's this weird algorithm issue here, and human contact is not getting as much interest. You know, I'm not going to make up stories about some fantastical thing if it's not actually going on, just so that I can get people to like my videos. I'm not here for that reason. So thank you for joining me, and I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye.